After Hours are back here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. We're going to share with you our best tips for doing every single attraction in this park during this special ticketed event. But most importantly, we're going to answer the $155 question. Is this VIP event worth that very VIP price tag? Let's go find out. Hi-ho everybody, this is Rob with Ear Scouts coming to you from Disney's Hollywood Studios. It is about 5:40 p.m. right now. Folks can be admitted into this special after hours event starting at 7, but actually as I walked up, there is no one waiting yet to come into the park through the regular entry. I'm guessing a lot of the folks that are doing this event are probably already in the park because there will be a wristband distribution point inside. So if you're an annual pass holder or you're using a day ticket to visit the park during the day, you actually don't need to go outside and get in a line to come back in. You'll be able to get your wristband from within the park, and we'll show you that a little bit later in this video when it opens up. Our main goal tonight is to share with you our best strategies for events like this to get the most done. I am actually pretty hopeful that we're going to be able to do every single ride in this park during this special event. You can get in starting at 7 o'clock. The event officially starts at 9:30 and it goes until 12:30. So essentially we've got 5.5 hours of park time, both including the time where regular day guests are here and the time where it's just gonna be folks here for the after hours party. Admission is limited to this, so it should be a much lower crowd than you would normally see in the park. And last time I checked, they have not sold out all the tickets for tonight. So what we're gonna be showing you won't actually be a max capacity event. It doesn't look like, unless they sell out those last few tickets while we're here. Some of the other questions I want to get answered while we're here tonight: are there any special things happening that you wouldn't be able to do during the day? In previous years, there have been a special character or two. For example, Little Bo Peep was out in Toy Story Land previously. You can't normally meet her during the day, so we're gonna keep our eyes peeled for any special things you can only do at this event. In terms of the regular day attractions you can do at this event, all of the rides at this park should be open. I say should because obviously sometimes rides do go down. I'm looking at you, Rise of the Resistance, but assuming the rides are all functioning, they should all be open for this event. What will not be open during this event are some of the shows. So if there's a show you really want to see, especially like that Indiana Jones stunt show or the Frozen sing-along celebration, as I recall, even Muppet Vision 3D is not available during this event. So any shows you want to do, you're going to want to plan to do those during your regular park day. A lot faster than I expected. They had a crew of folks ready to give everyone wristbands right at 6 o'clock on the dot. Where you want to come is Ticket Central. That's right at the corner of Hollywood Boulevard and Sunset Boulevard. You'll see a little ticket window there, but in front of that ticket window, there's going to be several cast members with bundles of wristbands ready to get you all banded up for the event. For folks who aren't already in the park, they'll still be waiting outside until 7 p.m. So that's when we're going to get this party started. Traditionally, they will let folks in a little bit before 7, but 7 is the official start time. If you are in this park right now, however, what I would recommend doing, start doing some of those attractions you can't do later tonight, which is mainly going to be character meet and greets and some of the shows. I did speak to a cast member who said that there are going to be some surprise characters. We don't know who, we don't know where, but I also found out some of the regular meet and greets won't be happening. For example, if you wanted to meet Mickey and Minnie at Red Carpet Dreams, you're going to want to do that before the event starts. Same with meeting Olaf over at Celebrity Spotlight. Now, Mickey and Minnie will probably be out and about, they said, but they're not sure where. So if you want to get that traditional meet and greet with Mickey and Minnie, you're going to want to do that before they close up for the night.
Exhibit elevated levels of anxiety. Have you been harboring a rebel spy?
Not today.
Very well. But should we find otherwise, rest assured, we will find you.
I decided to take this hour that we had to go old school here at Hollywood Studios. We went over to Star Wars Launch Bay, which is one of the older Star Wars attractions at this park. Also, it's one of those things that you're not going to be able to do once the event starts. In fact, that one closes at 7 o'clock. So if you're coming in at 7, you're probably, unfortunately, not going to be able to do that. I also headed over into the Tune-In Lounge, which is the bar that's attached to 50's Prime Time. Love that place. This is one of my favorite drinks in all of Hollywood Studios. I'm not normally a fan of sweet drinks, but there's just something about this one that is delicious. It's like a nutty Baileys and cream, and it is heavenly. So now let's talk strategy. Why am I here at Star Tours? Not just because it's old school and it fits with our theme. It's because this is one of those attractions that reliably has a really short wait. And that's where you're gonna wanna start your night, because right now, the park is still open to day guests. We don't wanna try to do any of those heavy hitter attractions because they're gonna have much longer waits now than they will later tonight. Let's start off our after hours adventure with a jump to light speed on Star Tours.
What do you mean we broke your ship? You broke our viewport! And I did not give you permission to come aboard.
Our first ride is checked off the list, Star Tours. Not a huge accomplishment, to be honest. That ride usually has a 5 to 10 minute wait most days in the afternoon and evening. I did take a look at those wait times as we were heading out though. Nothing with a crazy short wait just yet. Obviously the park is still open. The other thing I checked was to see what times there were for Fantasmic tonight. That's the big nighttime spectacular here at Hollywood Studios. If you want to check that, just go into the main menu and then you're going to tap on Park Hours and Info. In there you'll find a Today tab. Tap on that and that's where you're going to see all the different times for things like the parades and the nighttime shows. As you can see, there's only one showing of Fantasmic. So if we wanted to do that, we would definitely need to go do that right now. What I want to do instead though, I want to go ahead and check another ride off the list. The reason is because I don't want to use all of our time during the party riding rides. I want to try to find some of those unique characters that we can only find during events like this. So let's go ahead and get one more ride checked off the list. At this point, our strategy is still going to stay the same. We're looking for those attractions with really low wait times. My guess is that Alien Swirling Saucers is going to fit that bill perfectly. So let's head on into Toy Story Land and check off Alien Swirling Saucers. Well, that was pretty sweet. Posted wait 20 minutes, actual wait 0 minutes. That was a walk-on. In fact, it was such a walk-on that when the ride was over, they actually asked if we all wanted to go again. So, yes. Alien Swirling Saucers, another reliable, really short wait, especially towards the end of the night. Let's just peek over here at Toy Story Mania, because if we could check that one off the list, that would be great. That would leave just one attraction left here in Toy Story Land. Of course, it's the big one. Posted 25-minute wait. I am gonna go out on a limb and say it is also not really gonna be 25 minutes. Let's head on inside and find out. Another ride, another walk on. What we're experiencing right now, this obviously has nothing to do with the event that we're going to because everyone is still allowed to be in this park. This is really just the magic of Disney World in mid-January. I think we'll do one more ride and then maybe we'll just kind of cool it until the party gets started, just because I do want to show you guys what these waits look like in the event. I mean, I think we can all guess what they're going to look like, though. I want to wait until the event is officially started before we head into Galaxy's Edge, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, why I want to do that. Everything has been going so smoothly so far. I feel like this is the time to run the train off the tracks. Let's go do Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
What could possibly go wrong?
Y'all, it's just after 8:30. This event doesn't actually officially start until 9:30. They close the park at 9, but then there's this sort of 30-minute lull. So there's still a whole hour before this event even starts, and then it's a 3-hour event. We only have 4 rides left to do in this park. Unfortunately, Rock and Roller Coaster is undergoing a really lengthy refurbishment. I think we might see some substantial changes when that comes back, but Disney has been mum about anything changing. They just said it's routine maintenance. We shall see. But since Rock and Roller Coaster is out of commission, that means we've got Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, and then we have the 2 big ones, Slinky Dog Dash and Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Let's start talking about whether or not this event is worth it to you when you come here to Walt Disney World. Let's start our math with what a regular park ticket would cost. So right now, at this time of year, a one-day park ticket to come to Hollywood Studios would be $149. This event ticket is $155, so only $6 more than a single day park ticket. When you look at just those 2 numbers, it seems like, yeah, maybe it's a no-brainer. This is worth it because we're gonna do all the rides in this park and we're gonna do them in a really quick amount of time. But the other variable you need to think about is how long you're gonna be here at Walt Disney World. If your trip is, say, 7 days long and you're getting a 7-day park ticket, then the price per day comes way down to around 90 bucks. So what we're gonna do for the purposes of this video, we're gonna kind of go right down the middle. We're gonna say that your additional day that you would have done instead of this would cost you 125 bucks. So let's set that as the baseline. So now we've got to determine, is this event worth the extra $30? Because there are some definite downsides to this event. Number one, those big shows, if you want to see those, you're gonna have to come back to Hollywood Studios during the day on a regular park ticket to see them. Also, it's worth mentioning that you're gonna have a lot more time in the park if you were to do a regular day ticket. This park usually opens around 9 o'clock and it stays open until 9 p.m. So that's 12 hours of park time you would have normally, whereas with this ticket, you basically get in at 7 and you've got until 12:30. So only about 5.5 hours. That's another thing that you probably got to weigh in terms of whether or not it's worth it for you. As we go through this video, we're going to point out some other little perks that you do get when you're here at this after hours event that definitely add value. We'll be continuing this math equation all night long, but our ultimate goal is to give you all the information you're going to need to look at your specific vacation plan and decide, is adding this ticket worth it for you and your family? Well, for right now, though, we got a lot of time to kill. The party doesn't even get started for a while. We don't want to do any more rides. Let's see what other fun we can get up to. just took a nice stroll down Sunset Boulevard. Shockingly high wait time still over there at Tower of Terror. But right now, it just hit 9 o'clock on the dot, and they basically bid everyone a good night. So what'll happen right now, if we want to go explore any of the other lands of the park, like say Galaxy's Edge or Toy Story Land, they're going to be asking to see our wristbands as we enter. You're still allowed to be here at Sunset Boulevard and Hollywood Boulevard for a little while. They let folks kind of shop in the stores here, but they won't be allowed to get in line for any attractions like Tower of Terror unless they have the wristband. I'm actually starting to get hungry, but I don't want to eat anything because we actually do get some free food as part of this event. We're going to talk about that right when it hits 9:30, because I can tell you, as soon as I can get in line and get some of that food, I'm going to do it. But until then, let's just kind of go explore around and see how dead the park is looking in these other lands. Well, actually, there is no one checking wristbands anywhere except for the entrance to the rides. So I'm curious to see if they will start doing wristband checks anywhere else. But as of right now, the only place I see them checking the wristbands is to enter the rides. Looks like Woody's Lunchbox is still open, but they've kind of got a rope across it. I think maybe they're probably checking wristbands there as well. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Wonderful, how are you?
Good.
So if I have a wristband, am I...
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. So you do have to show a wristband to come here into Woody's Lunchbox and place an order or to enter any of the attractions. But so far, that's the only place I see them checking. Well, the event has officially started now, and as I was coming into Galaxy's Edge, they did ask to see my wristband. So it does seem that once you get right to 9:30, that's when they're gonna start blocking access to the other lands. But it's looking pretty dead back here. This was actually why I wanted to wait to come into Galaxy's Edge until after the event had started, because for me, one of the beautiful things about doing events like this is getting to experience these lands without a crowd of people. You can get amazing photos or videos. If you really want to get that perfect shot in front of the Millennium Falcon, now would be the perfect time to do it. Let's go check it out. Well, there is nobody here at the Millennium Falcon right now, and there is just a 10-minute wait, so I feel like we should probably just go ahead and cross this one off our list. Let's see if we can go snatch some coaxium in Smuggler's Run.
This is... Hello, my friends. I am Hondo Onaka, and this is Onaka Transport Solutions. Chewbacca, my fine furry friend. Yes. As we agreed, you let us use the ship. We'll get you the supplies you need.
Falcon Smuggler's Run is checked off the list, so we only have 3 rides left. What I really want to do right now, though, is just kind of scope out Galaxy's Edge and see if there are any characters hanging about before we move on to another land. And I guess since we're here, we'll check on the wait time for Rise of the Resistance. no stormtroopers or resistance fighters out and about tonight. Although you can actually do Savi's workshop if you wanted to build a lightsaber, or if you wanted to go to the droid depot and build your own droid. You can do those things during this event without a reservation, which is pretty sweet. They did say that the last time slots are going to be around 10 o'clock, so you do probably want to make that one of the first things you do during the event if you'd like to build a lightsaber or a droid. Let's see what the wait time is posted as for Rise of the Resistance. Does that say 10? Is that a 10-minute wait for Rise of the Resistance? I think it is. In which case, I think we should do it.
I have a bad feeling about this.
That was a good one. So now the biggest signature attraction at this park is done. And not only is it done, we did it as a walk-on, posted 10-minute wait. We did not stop walking until we hit the briefing room, which for me, that's where the ride begins. So walk on for Rise of the Resistance. We could probably do that ride like 5 times right now if we wanted to. So if your goal was to be able to experience Rise of the Resistance multiple times, which for a lot of folks, that's like the biggest thing they want to do here, then yes, no question about it, this event is worth it. But let's say your goal is not to ride Rise of the Resistance many times, you just want to be able to experience that attraction without a long wait. The way you would normally do that is with an individual attraction lightning lane, which at the cheapest, even if you're here on a dead day and you're gonna pay the lowest you're gonna pay for that, I think it's currently $15. So going back to our tally of is this night worth it, I think we said that the mid-range ticket cost for a day ticket was $125. Let's add $15 onto that. So now we're up to $140. So we're only $15 away from it being comparable to a day ticket. But then think about the wait times that you're getting at all of these other attractions. And that's even better than Genie Plus, honestly. With Genie Plus, you have to book each lightning lane, which involves playing the Genie slots. If you don't know what that is, check out some of our other videos about Disney Genie Plus to learn how to play the Genie slots. But there's a lot involved with Genie that you don't even have to mess with when you come here. But let's just say we're gonna add in the cost of Genie Plus to the value of this ticket. At its cheapest right now, Genie Plus is $15. So we are now even in terms of the value of this event versus a regular day ticket if you add on those extras. And then there's the other kind of intangible things that you can't really put a price tag on, like being able to experience Galaxy's Edge with such low crowd levels, be able to get those photos that maybe you really want to get without a whole bunch of people in them. And I'm seeing right here, we just came out of Galaxy's Edge. We're in that Grand Avenue area near the Muppets, and who should we find but Princess Tiana? And that is yet another thing that you would not get with a day ticket. Now, of course, you would get to meet other characters, but Tiana is special here at Hollywood Studios, so let's go say hello. Well, that was pretty sweet. We got to meet Princess Tiana. We saw Pocahontas and Nico over there. I'm gonna bet that we're gonna find some pretty fun characters over here by Echo Lake. You know what is better than Disney popcorn? Free Disney popcorn. Free Disney popcorn is always better than $5 Disney popcorn. So we'd already determined that we were at break even once you consider the cost of the ticket and Genie Plus and individual attraction, but then the free food. So you do get free frozen treats, you get free popcorn, you get free sodas and bottled drinks. I mean, depending on how many of those things you indulge in, those things definitely add up when you're here on a regular Disney day. So right now, I'm having a popcorn and I'm having a drink. I'm definitely gonna have a Mickey bar later. So we're already up to another 15, 16 bucks. And if you came hungry and you decided you were gonna indulge in even more treats and drinks, that number can obviously go up from there. Well, our night is not done yet, but I think we can put one thing to bed, and that is the question of whether or not this is worth it. If this looks fun to you, if this is the kind of experience you want to have at Hollywood Studios, once you add up all the perks you would have to pay for to get something comparable, and the cost of a day ticket, the cost of little extras like popcorn and sodas and treats, I think this ticket is definitely worth the $155. And keep in mind, if you're DVC or an annual pass holder, you do get a discount on top of that $155, so it would be even cheaper for you. For folks like me who live here and have an annual pass, obviously the math is a little bit different. It probably depends a lot on how much you value this kind of experience and meeting the characters and that sort of thing. But if you're not, and this is a special trip for you and you're looking for unique experiences, definitely this after hours event at Hollywood Studios, I would say, is worth every penny of that ticket price. Well, my friends, we only have 2 rides left, and one of them is right here at the end of Sunset Boulevard. It's time to check in at the Hollywood Tower Hotel. That was a great ride on Tower of Terror. No matter how many times you ride that ride, because the drop sequence is randomized, you can still have really surprising rides like that one. It just kept dropping and dropping, and then the video started, which usually means the ride is over, but then it lifted us back up and we had a few more drops. It was a great ride. And speaking of great rides, we have one really great ride left on our list. That is, of course, Slinky Dog Dash, but we have an hour of park time left to do it. What I'd like to do first, though, is just kind of explore around a little bit and see if we can maybe find a few more fun characters to meet. For me, my favorite thing to do at events like this is to do the things that you just can't do during the day. Unique character meet and greets, that's definitely something that makes this event worthwhile. And so I want to try to show you all of them just so that you know who's here and where you can find them. They're actually not listed in the guide, and that's by design because they do change these up from time to time. But I do want to give you an idea of at least where you're probably going to find the characters, even if they might be slightly different when you're here. But first, I feel like I maybe need a Mickey Premium Bar, don't you think? If it is possible to have a free Mickey's Premium Bar and you're not having a Mickey's Premium Bar, I feel like you're doing the event wrong, right? Score! Mickey Premium Bar and a water, no extra charge. Now that we have a treat to eat, let's go see who we can meet. I headed into Toy Story Land just to see if I could find any rare characters. Unfortunately, there were no rare toys on display, but there was something that was equally rare, an actual long line for this event. So it turns out that Slinky Dog Dash has actually been down for most of the night. It did come back online, but it has got a posted 45-minute wait, and it looks like it is going to be every minute of 45 minutes. Instead of getting in that line, what I'd rather do is wait until just before this event ends, and then I'll get in that line, because just like on a regular night, as long as you're in line at least a minute before the park closes, they'll let you stay in line as long as it takes to ride that ride. So instead of wasting valuable event time in line, we're gonna go see if we can meet some more characters out here around the park. Let's go do it. I am so glad we did not spend the rest of this event time waiting in that line. We met so many amazing characters. But right now, we have got to make a mad dash over to Slinky Dog Dash because we have only got a couple minutes before this event ends. Let's go jump in that line before they shut it down. What a perfect way to end this amazing night. I love finishing with Slinky Dog. It is such a fun ride. And honestly, this whole night has been such a fun ride. Disney did a great job with this event this year. There were so many cool characters out and about. I thought we might meet one or two special characters. There were a lot of unique character meet and greets tonight. Also, the crowd level was pretty perfect. Now, part of that is that they didn't sell all the tickets for this event, so it may be a little busier when you're here, but I had a great time. I want to give a huge thank you to our Patreon family before we go. Thank you so much for making videos like this possible, and I want to thank all of you for watching this video. I hope it helped you to decide whether you want to make After Hours part of your next Disney World adventure. If it did, give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and then ring that bell. That way you'll be notified whenever new videos like this come out. Until next time, don't forget to think happy thoughts, everybody. We'll see you again real soon.